Authors Mark Cornelius and Traci Loecker share their experiences exploring methods for illuminating a storyline to maximize the writer-reader relationship. Writers Wrestling invites you to join in on a conversation not about what to write, but about how to write. Welcome to a very exciting event. This is our first Writers Wrestling live podcast with a studio audience. Let's hear from the studio audience. Yay! And this is a grand experiment because if this works, we'll try it in other locations. Same content, same fun time, maybe even more funner. Did I just okay. Anyway, but that being said, all of you out there who are experiencing this online, we would love your comments about this opportunity. And somebody needs to keep us honest on time because we promised to try to keep this to 30 minutes only. So any volunteers out there in the okay, we have a volunteer. Yay. Now, for the important stuff, Traci.
Yes, Mark.
We need to thank.
Yes.
Would you like to thank first?
We need to thank Dan Anderson. He is the whiz behind the camera.
He is.
And we need to thank Bread and Vine.
Yes.
For the beautiful location of our first live podcast.
Is there anyone behind us who we can call out and say, come out? I guess they're going to stay back.
So.
Okay,
They're
if they come
working.
out, we'll interrupt and give them applause too, because this is a fantastic venue.
Yes.
Right? And we love to have this going. That being said, let's get right to the point.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So what's the point?
So that you're Mark Cornelius.
I am.
I'm Traci
Traci
Loecker.
Loecker.
I don't think we introduced ourselves.
How do you do? Okay. So there we go. And oh my gosh, we have a
new person.
A strangler coming in.
Yay.
Okay, everybody greet. Yay. Another audience participant. Okay, we know who to pick on first now. No, there we go. So, there we go. Have a seat. Enjoy anyone else who comes in. We're ready for this. We're going to be talking about perspectives today. Okay? And you have a different perspective than we do. To we, you and
me,
we
we
see.
we. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Sure. We see you all out there. Is all you out there watching us, much like we were authors of a book, and you are reading. Okay. So kind of put that into your brain. You see us differently. We are the characters. And that's no truer words have been spoken. I understand. Dan's nodding, yeah. But playing out this role. So in a book, you have the very same thing, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. We're going to wipe that off the board right now. Did you know some of the best nonfiction in the world is written in fiction form? And we'll talk about that. And vice versa. Could be the very same opposite. Not the very same. Anyway, it could be the opposite. You can have a fiction piece which is full, chock full of facts. Mm-hmm. And we've both done that.
A little bit of that, yes.
Yeah, and you've done a great job of that with your books.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This is what we're going to be talking about. And with that, you have that point of view. So you have first person, right? You have second person, and then you have that good old everybody
third person.
Yeah, very good. Okay, see, you're getting this right away. I love this. Sounds simple, right? Try writing that way. Right. So we're going to try an experiment here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to be Tracy. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
So
Tracy is looking out on the room and she's thinking to herself, what am I going to say next? And she's perhaps concerned because these people out here she's familiar with, but she wants to say something important. So she might say something like, or she is going to say, because I'm the author, I'm writing this, she is going to say, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's sunny or cloudy outside. You all brighten my day. Okay? And that is what I just put those words into Tracy's mouth.
Mhm.
Okay? Now, Tracy is going to be that was, by the way,
Second person.
right. Okay, good. We have our hand signals down. Okay. Tracy is going to try something different here. I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh,
big
geez.
time.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
She's going to try to be the first person in the story.
Okay. And am I you?
No, you are you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I am so excited to be here. This is such a wonderful experience. I am so thankful for our wonderful studio audience, and I am super grateful for your friendship.
Oh.
So did I?
You did a good thing
Mm-hmm.
because, first of all, you put it into the present tense.
Okay.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah.
Now, it was good.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Because did you hear me? I was going to go with past tense, and I changed it and brought it back to present. Did you guys notice that? Okay.
So we're going to circle around to our studio audience. How many of you know what tense you typically speak in when you're speaking to other people? Is it though? Okay, let's test this out. So Tracy, I was just asking the studio audience about what tense they usually talk into, and they said in the present. What tense am I speaking in right now?
In past.
In the past. And I bet, I'm not a betting guy, but I bet that next person who is going to walk through that door, yes, hi, is going to wonder what we are doing here. So when you're writing, most of the time it's very natural, just like you talk to another person, to write in the past tense. It's a story that has happened. All right? Nothing wrong with that. Some of the greatest books on the planet have been told as a matter of fact, most of the greatest ones have been told in the first person past tense, or the second person, like we did with Tracy, past tense. Now comes the challenge. How many of you, first of all, before I even throw the challenge out there, have written a story and put it down on paper? Okay. Okay. So, past tense, present tense. Okay.
Past tense.
We challenge you to try this. Take that same story or a portion of it and write it in the present tense. And what does that do to your story? May I give an example?
Absolutely. Please do.
Okay. I was hoping you'd say, no, Mark, I'll do it. I was hoping. That was past tense, see? Okay. I am hoping that you all notice that I'm here speaking to you right now. And I have butterflies in my stomach. Now, I probably don't look like it, but I've had lots of coffee today. That's past tense. But I'm ready. I'm ready to talk to you now. So I'm putting my story out to you. I am here today to say to you what I already have experienced myself. That's mixing the two tenses a little bit. I love writing a story in the present because I can talk about how you are sitting there right now looking at me and full attention. And I have to make sure every word that comes out of my mouth is, not was, accurate because I'm under a lot of pressure right now. So that's a very mild or minor example of what you can do when you write an entire book as if you are experiencing it as you are walking through the story. Sometime just walk down the sidewalks of beautiful downtown Mitchell, South Dakota, as we are now in this room, right by those sidewalks. Walk down and say, I am walking next to a person and I'm going to say hi to them. That's future, by the way. And then give the experience of what happens when they respond to you. Dan, I see you there. And you're with 3 wonderful other people. And this is going to be my opportunity to tell you what a nice day it is out. And then that meteor that I see in the sky is coming down. I go, I think I might want to mention that to everybody right now. Because if I don't, I will miss the last words I have to say on this planet. Mm-hmm. Those are my thoughts running through my head, present tense. Now, which is more impactful, that or saying, I was walking down the street and there was a friend of mine coming forward, and behind him I saw coming out of the sky a comet or a meteor. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I'd better tell him about. Too late. So that's the difference between first person present and first person past. Some people would say the most impactful is to be a part of your audience and have them say something in the book through your voice. That's impactful, but I have to make sure I know my audience very, very well.
Right.
So, Traci, tell me about audiences that you have written about.
Audiences that I've written about.
Let me reword it for you. Mm-hmm. People that you have written about in your book, mm-hmm. and you have put yourself in their place.
Oh, got you. Okay.
And you speak on their behalf as them.
Okay. So actually several,
okay.
A young mom, an aunt who is, probably 65, 70, Bobby, which is a young Native American dad, the DSS agents, the CASA workers. I wrote that in a way. I wrote my book so that the reader could see into everybody at one point or another, but it was up to me on how much they see. And I want the reader to be able to elicit some of their own feelings about it without me kind of inserting that to them.
Why did you want to do that? Why didn't you want to put words into their mouth?
Because I trust my audience. I trust my readers. And I love my readers. And, that's just, I want them to, and I know you feel the same way. I want my readers to, when they read my work, that they see a part of my heart. And I think they did with my first book, and I'm sure they're going to with my second. So,
what was your first book again?
Because they loved him. Mm-hmm. It's my first book. Yeah.
Okay. Which you're not.
It's my second, but
true.
Children's book. Yeah, I have Dan over there going.
Now, here's an illustrative or an illustrative portrayal. Traci is not holding up her book. She doesn't have her book with her.
No.
But she just put into the minds of those viewing an interesting concept of what her book is about. And in your minds right now, you are picturing these people that she just described. You may not have a complete picture, but by the end of the book, hopefully you will. And that is exactly what I try to do with my books too. The very first book I tried to write, first person, was a fiction book, first person present. And the real challenge there was that I had to tell people what I was seeing about them and get them to agree with me. Very hard to do. And also not to switch out and switch from first person present to second person or even the first person past tense. I wanted it to be real time. And that was the singularity. And that's a challenge. I'm not saying I did it well. That would be up to you to read the book. Hint, hint. Now you see they have an image in their mind.
It's, again, Singularity by Mark Cornelius.
Got it into her brain. Okay. So these are things that you should consider whenever you're writing. And I don't care if you've written a book or not. Are there any questions that come up when you hear about these kind of things?
It's I would say that it is very normal when you're writing a book to go in and out of the different tenses. And so then that's when you have friends, an editor, beta reader, read it and reread it, because it is very normal as humans to go in and out of different tenses. So, and I don't know if you guys, I wanted to say this too, Mark, when you said this before about walking down the street. Did you guys notice when he talked about first person, didn't it seem very internal, very personable? But then when he was doing third person, talking about, all of a sudden it shifted to be more of maybe a fact that he was seeing, not a feeling that he's feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? So right away when you did that analogy, that's what I thought of is.
Excellent.
I guess I do have a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I'm kind of stuck in how I'm writing a story. And I'm kind of stuck with the facts and the feeling. I have no problem with evidence and facts of the story, and I'm very matter of fact about it. It's the feelings that I need to put in there for the reader that I'm having problems with. That have been
Hampered down.
Yeah, for a lot of
Okay, so we have a gal that just mentioned to us that she is writing her own book, and she is wondering how she can bring the two together, the facts with the feelings, and her subject matter is really hard to write about for her. And so these feelings that she's trying to bring into her book have been kind of tamped down for a long time. And
So how do you portray those in a way that's going to elicit a response from your readership?
Right, to keep my reader interested and to know the feeling I was going through or the people in my book were going through. I want them to experience that, which is a big part of it, but I'm having trouble writing it when I'm getting it, and I'm really stuck right now because of that.
Oh boy. Okay, so first of all,
so we need to repeat.
okay, what you just said was you have no trouble in your mind, let me make sure I'm getting this right, or in your heart expressing your emotions, but it's getting the audience to feel and to participate in those same emotions.
I'm having trouble with the facts and the feelings.
I distinguishing the two?
I'm writing about the feelings. I can write about the facts, it's no problem.
Mhm.
The feelings I'm having trouble with and putting on paper,
Mhm.
the words.
Thank you for clarifying. So you're having trouble writing about the feelings
Yes.
versus the facts.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you, all right, let's try this. I am hearing a question that makes me nervous because it causes me to share my emotions with people. And I'm not sure if I want to do that because they may not feel the same way I do. Traci brought up a good point at the beginning. She trusts her audience to
So let's.
have their own emotions about this. Okay, so let's take this out of the setting of emotions and put it into another sense. Okay. What did I just do?
Not done what?
No, I just pounded on a table.
Okay.
See, there are many different ways to gain
Describe.
it,
Perception.
to describe.
Mhm.
And people are going to take what you say and they're going to translate it into the way they think and they feel. So when I say that, I don't know what you're feeling right now. And honestly, it's not important.
Right.
What's important is what you think and feel about what I just said. How would I know what you think and feel?
Right.
You would have to tell me. Now, I can make that up, and I might get it wrong.
Right.
Look, just like I did when I was trying to translate your question for Dan. See, so we've got to trust that our audience, our readership, is going to take the information we're giving them
Mhm.
and make it useful to themselves.
Okay, that is really good information.
And I would also to maybe try to look at it as if in some parts of that you're writing about somebody else
Okay.
going through it. And maybe it isn't you right now, but how can you imagine somebody would feel going through this situation?
Mm-hmm.
Then if you need to go back in and change it so that it's first person, but for a while to kind of create that space that you need to get it out on paper,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you need to write it as a third person perspective.
And thank you both for that, because what both of you said has helped me, especially about trust my reader.
Yes.
That I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
And separating myself from the situation. It was all fact.
Right.
But I will take both of those and
Right.
definitely use them. Thank you.
Good.
And just to repeat, you said that you were going to take both of those suggestions and wrap them in to your writing or try. And that's just like today is an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
So is
Yep.
every word you put down
Yep.
on paper or on a computer. It's an experiment until you set it down and say, this is what I want it to be. Okay. Now, how do you know if it's what you want it to be? Because you said so?
I don't know.
I just
don't
asked
think
a
it's ever
question.
done.
I just got a question and I don't know. Okay. That gives me feedback. Maybe I need to be more clear and concise. Do you want it to be your expressions or do you want people to feel like it's you reading their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, they go, wow, I really resonate with this.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one is wrong. Neither one. It's what you really want to do with it. If you are really trying to stir other people, stir them. And that means you've got to test it, write it in third person, practice it, try it in first person, and share it with someone else and see what kind of response you get. Or you may just say, you know what, I'm going to do some journaling, and I really don't care what anyone thinks about it. This is for me only.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. I want you to try that. I really do, because then suddenly you're stirring yourself. And that's the challenge.
And it's
Mhm.
not like,
Mhm.
right.
Okay. First person, second person, or third person, where we're talking about another audience out there that's not even existing right now. Those people driving up and down the street. Those people holding up their heads and saying, we have 5 minutes. Okay. The people you can't see in the story. And we're writing about this distant, faraway group of people. They, not you, not me, they. Can you elicit a story from that? Can you communicate broadly enough to say, they also enjoyed the story that I just told, and the reason I know that is because they are now running to their houses to get away from the meteorite that's coming. And I just put in your brain, there's a crowd out there somewhere that is reactive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nonfiction, same thing, right?
Yep.
So we're sitting here at this table, and they're out there, aren't they?
Yep.
Okay, right on the other side of this table.
Yep.
And that's a fact.
That is a fact.
Nonfiction, and we really appreciate them.
Right.
Okay, so I hope they know that. But I'm not talking to them.
Right.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And okay, translate that into a book. Final thoughts?
Just let us know what you think of this and the fact that we did it bread and vine. Let us know if you have any questions. We appreciate you guys being here, being part of our first studio audience. And Mark, great job today.
And you too, Traci.
Thank you.
This has been an exciting experiment. So now you go forth and experiment. And let us know how that works for you, not just our stuff and our thoughts. Think and do. All right. And we are done. Right on. Thank you. Thanks for joining Writers Wrestling. Feel free to communicate with us with questions, reactions, and suggestions. You can also visit our websites for more information.